Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com, and this is the Pantech Crux from Verizon Wireless. It's a media-centric phone, so it has these music playback buttons on the top of the device, has a 3.5mm headphone jack, and it comes pre-installed with a 1 gig micro SD card slot. So it's available from Verizon for $49.99 on contract after a $50 mail-in rebate. And I think it's great as a media phone. If you're looking for a messaging phone, I wouldn't really recommend it. One, because it doesn't have a physical keyboard, and also after testing the virtual keyboard, it wasn't that great. So not a messaging phone, but a great standard feature phone, or a great phone for someone that listens to a lot of music. So it's a Pantech Crux, full review coming up right now. I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com. Let's go check it out. Okay, so we'll start with just a basic hardware overview. Like I said in the intro, there is no physical keyboard, but it does have a slider, but that's simply used to lock and unlock the screen. So you can see whenever it's locked, you can see the lock symbol so that you know, and then you slide it up to unlock. You know, kind of interesting, not really necessary, but I guess it's just kind of a fun feature to add to it. It is pretty thin, and it's kind of a small device. It measures about 4.3 inches by 2.3 inches. So a little bit small, but it's thin this way, and then of course it's thin because of its lack of a keyboard. So I think it has a really nice and stylish design. And then here you have the 3.5mm headphone jack, the micro SD card slot, and it actually ships with a 1 gig card, and it supports up to 32 gigs. And then your power button, and the camera key, as well as the speech recognition key, then the volume rocker and micro USB port. Because it has the 3.5mm headphone jack and also has these buttons, these playback buttons for play, pause, and then skip, and then to go back, mostly a music-centric phone, and that's what I would mostly recommend it as. So you do have, and these are actually physical buttons. It does have VCAS Music with Rhapsody. You have support for that, so you can download your songs from there. I actually tried downloading a song so I could test out the music capabilities, you know, test out these functions, but it wouldn't let me for some reason. I didn't have a good connection. But you do have access to the VCAS store, so you can download any songs from there. Let me see if it'll let me download the song, and then we'll play it back. But it is nice that, you know, that you have those buttons. This is a 3-inch QVGA display. It has a resolution of 320 by 240. It's actually a capacitive touchscreen, and in terms of capacitive touchscreens, I'd say it's pretty decent. You know, not quite as good as what you'll see on a smartphone, but it's not as bad as what I've seen on other feature phones that have a capacitive touchscreen. So it's kind of in the middle there. You know, obviously it doesn't support multi-touch or anything like that, but you know, really, since it's not a smartphone, most of what you're going to be doing is just you know, swiping through the menus, or, you know, scrolling up and down. So for that, I think it worked really well. So you can see some of the UI. Obviously, you saw there the VCAS Music did not work, but you do have the buttons here for music controls. So it does also have sort of an interesting UI. You have a single button here, and it's not actually a physical button that you press, it's just a capacitive touch button. And it functions as the back button as well as the home button. So whenever we go out to sort of this triangle, three-dimensional triangle, in the unboxing I kept saying that it was a cube, but obviously it's not. So you can slide around to the different panels, and you have one panel for, basically it's the main menu. You select menu to go to the actual menu, but this is, you know, pretty much the menu itself, sort of just a condensed version. And then this page is for social media. So you have MySpace, Twitter, Facebook, SocialBeat, and then you can also rotate it and bring up Gmail, YouTube, Google Talk, and then a news, which is an RSS feeder. These are all, you know, pretty nice features. The really, you know, weird, confusing thing is that all of this just goes to SocialBeat. So if I were to select Twitter, it would take me to SocialBeat. If I were to select Gmail, it would take me to SocialBeat. Facebook, it would take me to SocialBeat. So it's kind of like, you know, you have all these icons, but it really just goes to that one program. So it's not really necessary, but again, it's fun, you know, kind of something to, add some difference there. I personally, I'm not a huge fan of the UI just because it's fun, but a lot of the features aren't necessary. For example, that, I don't think it's necessary to have all these icons that rotate, even though it looks cool. You're really only using one program the whole time. Same thing with this page. You can add multimedia to this page. So I have pictures. If you had music, you could add a shortcut to the song on this page. Again, I think that's, fun and cool, but not really necessary. It kind of seems like they were just trying too hard to do something that was fun and cool and kind of missed the mark a little bit. As you can see, the screen isn't always responsive. Sometimes I have to, do it a couple of times. But it's okay. I mean, for a feature phone, it's okay. Now, because it doesn't have a physical keyboard, you're going to be using the virtual keyboard. So it does have threaded text messaging. If we go back to messages, and so you see it's organized in speech bubbles, and then I'll show you the keyboard text message. So you do have the option for a T9 keyboard or just, regular the alphanumeric keypad, but if you rotate it, you're given a full QWERTY keyboard, and, it was okay. In terms of keyboards and other feature phones, I've definitely used better. And because it's a capacitive touchscreen, usually with resistive, it's easier because I can, use my nails, or it's easier to be more specific. But whenever you have a low quality capacitive touchscreen, it can kind of be a little frustrating to type on. I would type as slow as I could and try to be really specific, but I would just get a ton of errors in the sentence that I have to go back and redo it. So it's fine for sending a few messages, but if you're a heavy text messenger, I would not recommend this at all. It's just, it's not the phone's fault. It's just because it doesn't have a physical keyboard, it can sometimes get frustrating. Okay, so the phone also has a camera. You can see on the back. It's a 3 megapixel camera, doesn't have a flash or autofocus. It does capture video, VGA quality video, so 640 by 480. And I found it to be, pretty standard, even though it is a 3 megapixel camera, which is nice to see. It just, it took pretty basic pictures. It would be fine enough for just, sending a picture to your friend via, MMS. But if you want to take, quality pictures, obviously, it's not going to be able to do that. But I think, for just a feature phone, for taking quick snapshots, I think it was fine enough for that. So that is pretty much it, guys. It's a Pantech Crux from Verizon Wireless. You can get it right now for $49.99 after a $50 mail-in rebate. Is it worth it? Yes, if you use it or if you buy it for the right reasons, for the the purpose that it's intended for. As a messaging phone, no. If you're going to be doing a lot of texting, or if you want a messaging phone, I definitely wouldn't recommend the Crux. But if you do, if you listen to a lot of music, or you need a phone for basic functions, but you want one that's kind of interesting and different, not just a basic feature phone. If you want one that adds a little spice to it, but you're still just going to be doing basic things, that I would also recommend this for that, but not as a messaging phone. But go check it out, guys, at any Verizon Wireless store. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. Check out PhoneDog.com for more news, updates, and reviews. You can also check out our Facebook page for a chance to win one of 100 iPads or 2 tickets to the 2011 Super Bowl. And if you win, it's all expenses paid. Will pay for the airfare, the hotel, everything. So check out facebook.com/PhoneDog for information on that. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, you can. My screen name is It's My Job to Know. You can come and ask any questions. I'll try my best to answer them. Also on our Facebook page, we do editor chats every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a live video. You can come and chat with me, and we have a good time. It's fun every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com, and I'll see you guys later.